Now, I mean, Finland and the Nordics, but both have a global reputation for having a supportive culture, what you talk about, trust, shared interest, public, private. Are there any aspects of the digital economy that you worry are leaving some parts of society behind?
Well, as I said earlier, the social dimension and the demographics. And then we come to the education system. I think this is the key, that continuous learning for people, the users. But then the energy sector is so important, and that's what we hear for today and tomorrow. But also health sector, I think how Finland has developed a legislative framework, how we treat the data, for instance. For decades, we've been gathering data of individual people, but we make it anonymous. So it can be used in a trusted way.
That's a really interesting area. Do you think countries, because countries have an enormous amount of data, anonymous or not, are they doing as much as they could with it?
Well, at least Finland, we want to lead by example. We just want to show that this is the way. We are a relatively small country, so we are pretty dynamic, and we can implement. Also the legislative side, regulation. And of course, the European Union is key also in this. And we talk a lot with my French colleagues, German colleagues, and Nordic colleagues that we really want to scale up the platforms, because then, of course, it means huge business opportunities at the global level.
Yeah, that's definitely true. So you come here to the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, which has the most remarkable vision for what they want to achieve. And I liked your phrase from earlier, the system changes that they're putting in place here in Saudi by 2030. I mean, 2030 will be upon us in 8 years. When you look at what that 2030 ambition is, based on the Finnish experience, albeit over a longer time period, what would be your key pieces of advice?
Finland aims to be carbon neutral by 2035. It's probably the most ambitious agenda in the world.
2035?
Yes, and we can make it. We already know that we can make it because our...
Is that using carbon offsets or no carbon offsets?
What we've done, we have composed 13 different carbon neutral roadmaps with each and every business sector. And the key is that we have done it with the businesses, with the private sector, together with the research academia people. And the statistics show already that since we have invested so much into renewables, so much into cleaner industrial processes, that is so much for the country like Finland, because we have industry. We have heavy industry, we have very good exports, we are very innovative also in many fields. But we also have challenges in the field of agriculture, transportation. But at the end of the day, the question is that how you balance or imbalance. And we believe that we can make it. That's maybe the first thing that I would like to really share the information, that how we work within each sector and how we really do things together as far as...
And have you found that there is a sector, are all sectors equal, or are there some sectors that are front runners, and if you get them right, the others get there quicker?
Exactly, that's the whole point, and we can once again lead by example. And the companies are very keen to invest. Why is that? Because at the same time they are creating new business models, new business opportunities for green transition from Finland to the global markets. Same with the digitalization. It's not just Nokia. Nokia is doing great work in 5G, business to enterprise solutions. But all these SMEs, all these startups, if I look at the Slush event in Finland, we have, let's say, Slush, which is worldwide known investment event in Finland. And I think that's a good example. It's like top of the iceberg of our innovation system, that all the investors, the VCs, they come to Finland. And when I look at Leap, this is a great example that the work you are doing here, because I see so much similarities and the strategic focus is what you have. So once again, it's also time to do further cooperation.
And the virtual world, the secondary economy, the digital economy, is that a parallel activity, do you think? Or actually, are we going to see, maybe by 2027, as was predicted earlier, or after that, that actually what we've grown up with, which was the physical economy that added on digital services, actually it just all becomes the digital economy. What's your sense of that?
Well, in Finland, we just launched a new program, Virtual Finland, which aims and means that we want to be the best virtual country in the world by 2025. It has a lot to do with digital identity,
Yes.
and as I said earlier, the data,
Yes.
how we create the trust, but at the same time also the scalable business opportunities, public-private sector, both involved. But the key in Virtual Finland is that, once again, we work with the innovative companies.
Yeah.
Without the companies, we couldn't make it, and we shouldn't make it. So once again, we have the trust. And of course, we have to look at different service sectors, service paths. But we talk about so simple things like how you get your work permit, how you get your company set up in Finland, but also that you can deal with the banks, you can deal with the people, your social and security system, everything which is important in your daily life. So there's human in the very center of Virtual Finland.